So the plot is an interrelated sequence of events that exist between two or more people, two or more subpersonalities, two or more forms of energy. You and money, for example. Two or more. So the bare minimum is two. And it only takes one to exit the plot. In terms of money, the plot has you being less productive than you otherwise might be, or that your potential allows you to develop. Success means becoming familiar with the emotional roles you're playing with money and the relationships, or how relationships influence your ability to make or not make effective financial decisions. Now, it's your relationship to the plot, it's your relationship to society, it's your relationship to the meme, etc., etc., etc. If you cannot understand these roles, then it's difficult to graduate from them. And if you can't graduate from them, then how can you possibly be financially free? And so when we get into that uncomfortable territory of not knowing where to go or not knowing how to behave, what we do is we shrink. We don't actually push through the pain barrier as an athlete might. So when an athlete experiences the pain barrier, the first time they experience it, it might be, oh gee, this is really, really, really super uncomfortable. So I might back off from it. Until they get, the role model, the dedicated program of learning, and the supportive environment that encourages them to push through the pain barrier. So, if you can't understand the roles, it's difficult to graduate from them, it's difficult to get out of the meme, it's difficult to get out of the plot, it's difficult to become invisible, it's difficult to not respond to your peer group, your reference group, all of those sorts of things. So the plot will always have you keeping money rules you should be breaking and breaking money rules you should be keeping. Anybody want to elaborate on that?
I guess it's seeing it in your results, isn't it? So if you haven't got in your results something that the money rules that you're keeping at the moment are obviously not working.
Exactly.
It's not showing in your results.
Exactly. But the money rules you are keeping is the money rules of the dominant meme. You have to be spending in order to be happy. And the only way that you actually get a benefit from the money that you earn is to actually spend it. Not to save it, not to invest it, not to make it work for you. And the way that you get more of those pleasurable feelings is to borrow more money, so that you can have those feelings now before you've actually earned the right to have them. And the reason why most people don't get what they want is because they actually want what they want without actually without having earned the right to have it, because they want the shortcut. Basically happy, easy now. If you fail to recognise the sort of powerful grasp that this plot and those set of memes have on you, then you'll fail to progress past your current level of results. So our purpose this weekend is to highlight the pervasiveness of the plot and how it affects productivity. So once you actually understand this economic of personal and social and economic conditioning, then you can design a better map that at least has the capacity to lead you out of that. If you can't know that you're in it, you can't design the potential way out. So it requires a minimum of two sides in order for a plot to exist. When one side takes responsibility for exiting the plot, it actually no longer exists. It only exists if you actually give it its power. Therefore, if a plot exists, then both sides are actually contributing to it. Both sides. You and money, you and society, or you and your partner, examples of both sides.